Hey guys, here's a little update on my Firebird project. Today I stripped the whole front end off the car again, and I cleaned the dash area where it's all rusty and got a little wild hair at my whatever, and put the whole car, or most of the car, in DP40, which is epoxy primer. It's also a sealer, but I'm just using it as a primer for now. Did most of the car, wet sanded most of all the high build primer that was on it, and I wanted to do it over again anyway, so a little bit of dirt in it in a couple spots, but this is just a base, so I'm just gonna redo the whole car anyway. So I'm starting, and it's making some pretty good progress. The car looks pretty good. Basically all I really wanted to do today was to get the jams all cleaned up and ready for paint, and a little bit overboard, I guess. Went ahead and sprayed the quarters in the hood, roof and stuff like that. Did part of the package tray area, but I just stopped there. I got a lot of work to do back on the tail light panel. Some paint issues there and some stuff. Clean the garage out, move that 70 Camaro out of here so I could work on this, and start working on this, and give me a lot more room. Still trying to figure out what to do with the transmission tunnel area. That hole's not in the right spot. The shifter is about 1.5 inches behind that hole, so what I was thinking about doing was just cutting this hole out here and making it a little larger, and just flipping the metal around so I can have the hole be here instead of up here. So then I could just butt weld it all together and stitch it up, and it should be fine. Cleaning out the floors, most of it all cleaned up. Painted the dash part that actually is showing. The rest of the dash is all covered with the dash bezel piece. Took the steering column out. Gonna clean that up and get it all painted up, and would like to change steering wheels, but I don't know. I might just fix that one and color dye it to match the rest of the car. It's the wrong color. It's a green color, and somebody had painted it once before, I believe. But it has a couple cracks around right around the bottom of the horn area, but I could probably fix that crack right in here. The crack there. I could probably fix that with some kind of an epoxy and just clean it and repaint it. Stripped all the wiring out of the car. The wiring harness is in a really good condition, so I'm probably thinking I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Clean up all the contacts and the terminals, and there's no cut wires anywhere. Well, there's one, but I'm not sure what it goes to. I think it was for the radio, where they had hacked in a DIN mount radio system. And removed my speaker, and what is that? I'll show you what I did for my speaker. Had the original speaker in it, in the dash, and what I did was I cut the speaker system out and put two, I believe they're Pioneer speakers inside there, 4 inches, and that sits right in the stock location, and it has, you don't really need to fade side to side or balance, but that sits right up in that hole there. Sits right underneath there, just like the factory one would. Actually, the factory part of the speakers down there, that was all destroyed, so I just cut what was left out of it and put 2 speakers in there. So that'll all go back in. Worked out pretty good. Haven't actually heard it yet. The other 2 speakers are going to go on the package tray, and there's going to be 2 speakers in the kick panels. what I was thinking about doing was taking the kick panel and mounting the speaker inside that opening, so where it would be hidden, and just seal the back side of this off. I don't know, it's got windows, it doesn't really need vents. Hardly ever used them anyway when my other cars, so it's a thought. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so I'm going to dye these all the blue color, and oh, I'm ready to I have both of them. They need to be cleaned up and dyed, but that is the driver's side. So getting all my little parts and pieces together to get ready to put this thing back together. I'm going to go ahead and continue cleaning the floor up. Put a little bit of a long strand fiberglass over a little tiny hole over there, and I'm going to smooth it all out. And that was probably the easiest repair so far. The other one, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. I don't know if you can see in there, but there's a rust hole here, another one right here, another one here, and one up in here. So I'm probably going to have to, and it's pretty heavily pitted too, so to get a floor section and cut that out and weld a new floor piece in. It's still pretty strong, but it's going to leak water underneath into the carpets and stuff like that. If it ever did see water again, I don't think this car will ever be driven in the rain again, but it will be a driver, so who knows. I do live in the Northwest, and it does rain a lot, so best thing to do would just be to cut that out and replace it. So that's the worst of it. There was a hole on this side, but it looks like more of a puncture than, I don't even see it now. There, no, that's not it. I've seen a little tiny hole, but I don't know. I can't see it now, so I'll clean that up, get the wire wheel in there and clean these up real good. And I'm going to epoxy prime the floors, the upper package tray area, and get this all ready for paint. It's all in really good condition. The rear floor under seat areas are really nice. That was a little tiny hole over there, so a little bit of fiberglass shouldn't hurt. Yeah, I might fix it. I don't know. That one's definitely going to have to be fixed. It's definitely some holes there you can see through. The driver's side has one little tiny hole right there, and I think I can just weld that up. The other hole I thought I seen was actually the speedometer cable hole, so I was thinking that was a big rust hole underneath. It had a bunch of crap all over it, but it's not looking too bad. I'm making progress, so I was really excited to get that all in epoxy today and the doors off. I'm going to replace this set of door hinges on this side, even though they were rebuilt. When I put the new hinges on the other side, it made so much of a big difference. It just opens so nice and closes so nice now. Better than I've ever, I've had several of these cars, and that's the nicest I've ever had, a door open close. But there is one little issue with them, and let's see, which one is it? This one here. I can get the door almost completely aligned. Oh, that's not the right one. Let's set one over there. The door lines up perfectly except for the bottom edge on on just the back corner. It sticks out a little bit right about here. It's kind of sticking out, but as it go up to the front, it's perfectly level with the opening. And what I've decided and figured out was this hole right here is not quite drilled in the right spot, so I'm going to have to oblong that out a little bit. It's stopping me from being able to rotate the door inwards on the bottom. But other than that, everything's perfect. I can take a die grinder and make that hole a little bit elongated, so it just needs to go like maybe 1/16 of an inch. But other than that, they open and close great. The other two holes, there's plenty of play in there on these holes, but just that one, it's right up against where where it bolts on. So I mean, I could probably change this, but I don't want to change the door. It's a factory door. I don't want to screw with that, so I'll just modify that a little bit. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. I need to work on that brake line still and get this the upper part of the dash all cleaned up and painted, and that, and do my balance or upper balance panel needs to be cleaned and primed and sanded down. It's real straight, but it just needs to be cleaned up. Got some surface rust on it from sitting over the years. But anyway, I just wanted to make a little short update on this, and thank you all for watching my videos and subscribing. This is all kind of a learning experience for me, not ever painting a car before, and YouTube's been a real wealth of information, and I've been learning a lot off watching a lot of the guys' videos, James Freddy's, Rare Rats, Tom Noble, Mr. Fireman, all those guys, good guys. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. I'll turn this back on when I get more progress. Alright, bye.